Thanks so much for sitting with me today, everybody. I appreciate it as always. Um, Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about I don't know, line of thinking maybe that I've been thinking about. Uh, the past couple of weeks have been pretty heavy for me, but there was one day that was really, really kind of beautiful, no matter what was happening. Everything just felt really nice. And I was on a ranch in Nebraska, my close friend's like family home. It's in the top left corner of Nebraska. So it is basically Wyoming. It's really out there in the middle of nowhere. And this ranch has 3,500 acres. So it's just this huge place, rolling hills and buttes in the background, covered in snow. A couple days it was negative 14. So it was really like a otherworld type of place to be. And this one day, I got to the end of it and I was like, wow, everything I did today is so outside of my normal. And yet I felt so kind of at home in everything I was doing. And I was just thinking about that feeling. And it was like a very country day. I woke up. My friend's parents are Emery and Sybil Fox, and they own a seed store out in the middle of nowhere. So it's like a little movie kind of. And Emery was there, and he was like, "Oh, you want to ride a four wheeler today?" So he taught me real quick how to do, the gears of a four wheeler, and then I just took an ATV out on the ranch and kind of drove around just in the snow. And it wasn't quite snowing that day. We had one day that was 50 degrees, and then it dropped back down to sub-zero. So I don't understand Nebraska weather at all. But in the one warm day, I was just kind of going around, cold wind on my face, just cows everywhere or whatever. And it felt really good. And later in the day, there were a bunch of stray cats that run around, and one had gotten hit by something on the road and just kind of saw it and was like, oh no, there's like a dead cat there. Let me just bury that real quick. But the ground was frozen, so found a boulder to kind of move, and there was a ditch from a boulder, and then made a little rock tomb over that. And wasn't really thinking too much about what I was doing. I've never buried a cat, but it just seemed like the thing that needed to be done, so I did it. And what else did we do? We were taking care of my friend's brother who passed away, his dog. And so just like figuring out how to take care of the dog, finding a new home for the dog, which we did. So many things like that happened that were like sad and happy at the same time, or just, I was just there doing. And so while thinking about this day after it happened, I was thinking about how it was interesting. I wasn't thinking, like, what am I doing? A lot of the times when I'm stressed or when I'm overwhelmed or something, or when I'm at a point in my life that is confusing, I think to myself, like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? What am I doing right now? When I'm forgetful because I'm stressed, literally, I'm thinking, what was I doing? I'm standing in this room, maybe looking for something. Was I getting my phone? When you just like go to a room and forget what's happening. And in meditation, I think we have this really powerful gift that takes our what am I doing anxiety, our question that's so persistent of what am I doing right now? What am I doing? And it makes it a little simplified at first, at least in my experience, right? What am I doing? I'm just sitting. What am I doing? I'm trying to be here right now. But that becomes a little trap too, right? Because when we're doing meditation, when we're thinking of meditation with like a capital M in our like intellectual brain, it's easy to think we can do just one thing, right? Even if I'm just breathing, right? Just breathing. My blood's moving. My body's doing weird things. I'm digesting, right? There's so many things we do all at once. And so when we think of this, what am I doing, right? What am I doing right now? It's so many things at once. Even if my body's in complete stillness, I'm doing everything, right? My body is living. And so that realization kind of brings us out of our like independent self and more into that interdependent way of thinking, right? Our linked way of thinking. And then even a little further than that, I think, or maybe not further, but for me, further down my own thought path, what am I doing transforms into who am I being, right? And that is a much deeper question, I think, for me, and a much more important question. Because no matter what I'm doing, to me, it matters more who I'm being, right? What am I embodying? And how am I moving through the world? And so, thinking about that day, everything hard felt kind of easy that day. It felt kind of like I was just gliding into it because I was just focused on who I was being, which was just a friend. And I like being a friend. I know how to be a friend. I'm really lucky because I have really good friends, so they teach me how to be a good friend. And when you're just in that kind of zone of loving people, right, it sometimes can be a little easier to do hard things because you're doing it out of a different place. I'm not thinking I'm burying this cat in the middle of Nebraska and it's dark and cold and I have a flashlight in my mouth and a weird shovel. That's a weird situation to be in. I could really get tripped up on that and have a bad night, right? That's sad. But it it's that transformation from that grief to love, right? Seeing that, surfing that wave of transformation and going from doing to being, going from this is what I'm picking up to I'm here with you all, right? It doesn't matter what's in my hands. I'm being with you. It doesn't matter what I say, I'm being with you. And I think that's a comfort for me, especially in trying to comfort, parents who've lost a child or my friend who lost their younger brother. That was my whole week and a half. And that's not something you can know what to say or plan to do. You can't go in there saying, okay, I'm going to cheer them up like this. I'm going to say these things and that'll be the right thing to do because there is no right. It's not, you can't say anything. I can't say anything to that. I shouldn't say you. I can't say, I don't have those tools. But meditation, I think, gives me some tools to just be there. And being there allows me to be with people more fully and be with their grief and mine at the same time and kind of live that. And I think that's a much more connected and simplified way, even though it's very hard. It is very simple to just be, but it's so hard to get to that baseline and uncover everything. So, kind of a winding talk today, but had a lot on my mind. And I think, yeah, my main movement into this next week of trying to resettle into my regular life when I get home on Tuesday would be to just root into who am I being? Not so much what am I doing, just who am I becoming right now? And how do I stay present with that? So that's my sharing today. Thank you so much.